Hello! Welcome to another edition of author Ejamie Watches. I am sorry if you can hear that outside right now, because they've decided to vacuum the corridor of my apartment building right outside, like right on my floor. I think it's fading away. I think it's fading. Yeah, good. Good. Hopefully that doesn't start up again. But welcome to another edition of author Ejamie Watches, a somewhat weekly show where I react to television shows and or movies and hopefully entertain y'all. For this week, we are back with the TV show Lost. We are watching season 4, episode 5, The Constant, which I have heard about. I have not seen it yet, but I have heard about as one of people's favorite episodes, and that I should have tissues close by. So I've got some tissue, and hopefully I won't cry, will cry. I'm not sure what would do we want me to cry? But yeah, so in the last episode was a Kate episode, and we learned a little bit about Kate's sort of journey off the island and how she, of course, ended up back in court because of the murder. The murder that she did, which was totally deserved. That piece of shit deserved to die. And, oh, don't take the law into your own hands. Well, if the law frickin' did its frickin' job and actually helped domestic violence victims, women wouldn't have to take the law into their own hands, now would they? I can go on a whole rant about that, but go Kate. I'm totally on her side in that. But we learned that we learned even more that her mom is a piece of shit, who she came back and wanted to see her we learned that Kate has a child. Put a pin in that for a second. And her mother came and wanted to see her grandchild, and Kate was all like, no. And I was totally on Kate's side in that. People have their issues with Kate. For the most part, I love Kate. I think she's a fantastically flawed, imperfect character, and I love that about her. I love how much of a hot mess she is. And there are people who and I saw it happening as soon as there started to be a romantic interest on her horizon. Straight from the pilot, when she was a badass and helping people and doing all that stuff, and everybody was like, yay, Kate. When it started to look like she and Jack were going to be a thing, or when it started to look like she was having feelings for Sawyer, all of a sudden, all the Kate haters popped up, because God forbid a badass woman should have a love interest. God forbid a badass woman should have a softer romantic side to her and a need for romance. Yeah, we can't have that. All badass women should only be angry bitches. That's the only badass women that a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot because that's generalizing, but a lot of some viewers and readers will accept, because they're threatened by the thought of romance, and they don't like it. They have an issue with romance. They think it's weak or makes a character weak, and I can just go on a whole rant about that. But yeah, so we learned a little bit more about Kate. We learned she had a child. So I was all hoping that this was Sawyer's child, and then figured it might be Jack's child. It was neither. It was Claire's child. And not in that weird sort of scientific experiment, test tube baby kind of thing. No. Kate's baby was Aaron. So somehow, Kate ends up with Aaron. What in the Sam Hewen happens to Claire? We already lost Charlie. I don't want Claire to die. I love Claire. She is a darling ray of blonde little pocket full of sunshine. I love her. We can't lose Claire. So why is Kate the one that is raising Aaron? Either way, Kate's mom is a piece of crap, proving yet again that pretty much everybody's parents on this show are garbage, with the exception of Jin's dad. And I will amend that, with the exception of Jin's dad and Hurley's mom. Hurley's dad, we'll see. We'll see. He doesn't have the best track record, but seems to be turning himself around. So we shall see what happens there. But let's get into this week's episode. Very excited. We are watching Lost Season 4, Episode 5, The Constant. Here we go. Oh, that was such a good episode. That episode was bananas. What even was that? That was crazy. But oh, that ending. Oh, that ending was just beautiful. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but I do know that Sawyer and Juliet, I believe that they end up together at the end, which annoys me. So, since I'm not getting my Sawyer and Kate, I'm gonna need my Desmond and Penny. Okay? My heart will always belong to Sawyer and Kate. But in terms of who I need to now root for, it has to be Desmond and Penny. They need to get together. They need to end up together, okay? That just needs to happen. Oh, that ending was beautiful. That ending was beautiful. Oh my god. And freaking Dougal from Outlander. Graham McTavish. That was a surprise. Harbord from Vikings. That was a surprise. And seemingly he's as big an a-hole here. Because I didn't like him in Vikings, but at all. So he seems like a little bit of an a-hole here too. And what's his face from Friends, who was Phoebe's psychoanalyst boyfriend. Define me with your big cups, which, I'm sorry, might as well have nipples on them. Oh my god. Wow. So this episode was fantastic. It was trippy. I didn't know what was going on half the time. But apparently, we did get a little Outlander-ish up in here. But it was Desmond's mind that was doing the time traveling. So, that moment when Daniel was like putting on the radiation apron, and then Desmond's like, well, what do you put on your head? And Daniel just didn't say anything. Y'all, that explains a lot. But, oh my god, such a great episode. So good. I can't believe how good that episode was. Yeah, that was really, really good. Um, so yeah, now my ship is going to be Desmond and Penny. I swear to God, if they don't end up together, I'm gonna be so mad. Because I don't remember anything about them in that bit that I remember of the finale. And again, if you're new here, all I remember about the finale is that Sawyer and Juliet end up together and that they're in a church. That's all I remember. And Juliet, again, she is not my favorite character. One, because she ends up with Sawyer, and I don't know how that's gonna happen, and I want Kate to end up with Sawyer, but she doesn't. So, and I just the actress, she does not work for me. But because like she has that same sort of blank sort of way of acting. Well, she always has like the same sort of expression on her face. And like Jennifer Connelly has the same sort of thing where like they could have like these like big sort of like dramatic moments and stuff and like they can like yell and like what have you, but for the most part their resting face is like it's just one expression. And looking at it now, Elizabeth Mitchell, who plays Juliet, I think that it might just be a Juliet thing, like a character thing that she's consciously doing. Because I saw Elizabeth Mitchell in the movie Frequency, which I had seen a long time ago, and I just recently like sort of rewatched it. And then I realized like, oh my god, that's Elizabeth Mitchell, that's Juliet. She has dark hair in the movie. And her acting was like, she was incredible in that movie. I loved her in that movie. She was happy, and she was like, her face, you know, like, there was life in her face. So, like, I'm guessing that this, as Juliet, is like a conscious acting choice, or is it a Botox thing? Like, it doesn't look like she has Botox. Because usually with actresses, when you see that they have Botox, like you can see like the puffy thing, and like the skin is like very sort of like sheen and like just sort of like more puffed up. I don't see that in Elizabeth Mitchell's face. Her expression is just dull, boring as dishwater. But yet, when I watched her in Frequency, her character was fantastic. She was lively and just loving and warm. There was a warmth to that character. There is no warmth to Juliet. So I don't understand how she's going to end up with my Sawyer. Because if you want to talk about like characters and like female characters and like romance and stuff, I don't see it. I don't see how she is going to have any sort of warmth to her to have any sort of romance plot with my Sawyer. Now, admittedly, I am biased because I want Sawyer with Kate, but like I would prefer Sawyer even with Cassidy, the ex that he conned and has a daughter with, Clementine. So Clementine's mother, I would prefer that he ends up with her before Juliet. Juliet is so dull. Yeah. So my OTP now at this point is going to be Desmond and Penny. I need them to, please God, end up together. Please don't ruin them. Please Penny don't die. Please Desmond don't die. Because, as far as we know, is Desmond one of the Oceanic Six? Because who did we see? Who have we seen in the future so far? We've seen Kate, Hurley, Jack, Saeed. So we still have two more. Is Desmond one of them? But we know it's not Claire, because Kate's raising Aaron. So, still, so much still to find out and figure out. That episode was insane. Are all of Desmond's episodes going to be these mind fracks? Because that one where he told Charlie that he was going to die, the flashes when the hatch exploded and then he got sent back. Or did he get sent back? He time traveled again. And now we have this episode. So apparently Desmond has the gift of time travel. But is he still going to be able to now that he has his constant and he talked to Penny? That whole phone call was gorgeous. That was just wonderful. So I think that's going to be it for this week's video. So the full unedited version of this will be up on Patreon if you want to follow me over there. The YouTube edited version will come a little bit later because that takes more time on my reaction channel, and so make sure you're subscribed to me there. And you can subscribe to my regular channel, which will have the preview clip to where you can watch the YouTube version. And all the links and stuff will be in the description for the YouTube video. So I guess that's going to be it for this week's video. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie. And I will talk to you guys next time. Freaking Dougal from Outlander. That was a crazy surprise.